Dear viewers, a warm welcome to my channel. Today, I'd like to explore the world from a new perspective with you. In the river of history, there are always some thinkers who, due to their unique and radical thinking, find themselves isolated, misunderstood, and even ostracized in their time. Ironically, it is often these overlooked voices that resonate the most brilliant radiance as history washes away with time. The protagonist of our topic today, Friedrich Nietzsche, is the best example of this phenomenon. Nietzsche was particularly reclusive, and his thoughts were radical, which made it hard for his contemporaries to understand and accept. He only gained minor fame in his lifetime, but after his death, the Western cultural and philosophical world gradually recognized his greatness and far-reaching influence, which made him one of the most influential philosophers of the 20th century. Today, step into the world of Nietzsche, who is regarded as a madman, and delve into his life and the evolution of his thoughts. Nietzsche was born in 1844 into a family of Lutheran pastors in Germany. At the tender age of 5, his father died of a brain disease, followed soon by the death of his younger brother from the same illness, leaving only Nietzsche and his sister. Most of his childhood was spent in church, where he found his pathway to music. He began learning the piano at 9 and quickly showcased extraordinary musical talent. At 14, Nietzsche won a scholarship to a monastery school, but he rarely interacted with his classmates and spent most of his free time reading and writing. At the age of 20, Nietzsche was admitted to the University of Bonn because of his talent. There, he met his first mentor-like figure, Professor Ritschl, and under his guidance, Nietzsche delved into theology and classical philology. At 21, during his time at the University of Leipzig, he unexpectedly encountered the philosophical thoughts of Schopenhauer, which greatly inspired him, but instead of falling into pessimism, he began to build his own unique philosophy of life. In 1868, the 24-year-old Nietzsche was appointed a professor at the University of Basel. There, he befriended the famous musician Wagner. The two had a deep friendship, and Nietzsche looked up to Wagner as his spiritual mentor. That time became the happiest memory for Nietzsche. However, good fortune did not last long. After working in battlefield medical services, Nietzsche quickly fell ill. His body and mind were deeply tortured, but he did not succumb to his fate. Instead, he converted his longing for health into a philosophy of creation. In the trough of life, he wrote Daybreak and other classics such as Thus Spoke Zarathustra. In his love life, Nietzsche also experienced rough waters. His emotional entanglement with Salome drove him into despair. In his life, he proposed to women 4 times, and all were rejected. Particularly after the 4th proposal was utterly rejected, Nietzsche gradually let go of the mundane world and lived a life of backpacking. In his later years, Nietzsche became a subverter in the cultural world, where he criticized Christian morals and re-evaluated all values. He once boasted, "I am not a man, I am dynamite." Despite many contributions during his lifetime, Nietzsche ended his life in madness, which may be related to his family's history of mental illness. In 1900, Nietzsche passed away. He lamented in his lifetime that his thoughts could not be understood. But after his death, his doctrines and views suddenly took off, sparking lively discussions for centuries. Today, we conclude the story we shared about Nietzsche. See you in the next episode.